So it's 6:30. Let me remove this. Stop sharing. Yeah. So, Prashantji, you can hear me all right?
Yes.
Okay. So, welcome to all our viewers, our audience. Once again, we are back with you with another interesting episode. I'm sure you'll find it very interesting. So, with us today is for many of us who have recently done the course, recently sort of initiated into Art of Living programs. Prashant Rajuri ji would be new for you, but for anybody else in Art of Living, including me and everyone else who's coming and joining, Prashant ji is like a household name, and I'm singularly fortunate because I happen to know him from a personal capacity, if I may say as well, a fellow IIT Bombayite, and happened to share some time in the same hostel as well. At some point in time, those were pre 1995 days. So he's also an IIT turned meditator, yogi, and I will just say, just one can go on talking about him, but he is a very, very senior international traveling teacher in Art of Living and teaches the advanced meditation programs and many other programs. And we'll talk about some of his upcoming programs. So let's get started. Prashantji, today's topic is relaxing into infinity. Now, I understand what relaxing means, but infinity is a very vague concept for me. So infinity basically is that, for me, it's that 8 symbol lying down. So that's all that I know about infinity. So would you like to tell our audience about what does the topic mean? What does infinity mean? What does relaxing into infinity means according to you?
See, if it was crystal clear, then it would not be infinity. So you're right at the right place that it is vague. Infinite is vague. See how much can we know now? Even if you're talking about science and astronomy, astronomers are saying that there exists a ninth planet in the solar system, but they are not able to find it. And what is its feature and how is it going to be? And with all the technology, yet we are not able to understand the solar system. And our solar system is also a small dot in the Milky Way, and the Milky Way itself is a dot in the entire whatever universe we are talking about. So infinity is something which cannot be fathomed, which cannot be understood. But it is the same infinity from where we have come, where we are sustained, and where we are going to go back into. So, just like in an ocean, the waves are born in the ocean. Their life is inside the ocean only, and when they go back, they will go back into the same ocean. So it's the same thing, Infinity has given birth to us. Infinity is sustaining us, and infinity is our final end result also. So, if we can recognize the powers of the infinite, then though we cannot understand it, but we can be rested and relaxed. See, now, if we look back at our life, we have gone through so many situations in our life, and certain situations we thought that we are not going to survive, and some of us even thought that it is better to be dead than be in this situation.
Yeah.
But if you look at that aspect of life now, who survived, the situation or us? No. So it's the same thing, that infinity is going to sustain us even if we think we are losing out. It's no good being alive, but that infinite, the ways of the infinite is something beyond comprehension. We don't know how we came out of the problem many times, but we know that we came out. That's all. How the situation opened up, how the paths opened up, how the options opened up, we don't know, but we came out of it. That is the power of the infinite. And when we recognize the power of the infinite, then nothing can deter us, nothing can make us shake us. And that is the true relaxation, where that I will do what I need to do, and the rest of it is going to be taken care of by infinity.
Yes, amazing. So it sounds so good to hear when you say it, Prashantji. But as a layman, it's like a, as the definition of infinity is, it's an abstract concept. It's boundless. It's endless. And if I think of as a layman about infinity, the one thing that comes to me about this infinite space, this infinite universe, we don't know whether it ends, whether it has a boundary or not. But I, as a layman, how can I relate to it? How do I find ways to relax into it?
Yeah, see, even the most, forget about the layman, even the most intelligent person will not be able to understand infinity. So it's just that, somebody knows little less than infinity and somebody knows little more, but compared to infinity it's still nothing, but relating to infinity is, that is what I said, no, that recognizing that infinite has taken care of us from time to time, you know see, whatever life has taken away from us, it has given it back to us. And it has given it back in a much more quantity. Somebody cheated us for money, but we
Yeah.
got much more money back from somewhere else. At some point of time, we thought we have lost our name and fame, our reputation, but all that has also come back. We lost some friends. In those places, somebody else stood up and became a friend. And life has taken away some people through death. But if we keep our eyes really open, in their places also somebody has come in our life. So that is what, on a day-to-day basis, that is how we relate to the infinite. That infinite is doing everything anyhow. And we have no role to be worried about. We have no role to be tensed about it. We have no role to be even angry. Sometimes we think, why did I do this? But that infinity has only made you do all that. So strange are the ways of infinite. वो बोलते हैं ना,
Yeah.
भगवान के अलग अलग, तो उसको infinity बोलो, भगवान बोलो, वो अलग अलग बात है, but that is what, that infinity is sustaining us and it will do only the best for us.
Yeah, I just hearing that makes me calm and relaxed. So I think I'm starting to understand that even though I may not be able to understand infinity and find it only an abstract concept, but just knowing that there is an infinite power driving everything, everything has sorted itself out. None of my problems have stayed for long enough. I don't even know how some of my problems got solved. Just having that realization will make us relax even in these problems. Let's say in these COVID times, it's so much uncertain, right? We don't know what's going to happen. People are anxious, people are worried, apprehensive. And as you said, some people think that it's better to end the life right now rather than actually live through this problem. But this realization can help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Life has its own ways. Life has its own ways to direct us, to take us through experiences, and we just have to just be open to that experience. At the end of it, see, whatever happened in our life is like a dream. No, all the good things are also like a dream. The bad things are also like a dream. Whether it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, or yesterday. So even what we are doing now, which appears to be very concrete and tangible, in few days this is also going to become like a dream, isn't it? So when we see everything as a play of this infinite, then we are not touched by it. It is just like watching a movie. You go through various emotions in a movie, but at the end of the day, you come out the way you had gone into the movie. Nothing has changed. So it's the same
So,
with situations also.
as you were saying this, I also got reminded. I think you raised a beautiful point about that the wave is also part of the infinity, which is the infinite ocean. And it falls, it rises and falls in the same, it merges within itself. At the same time, I'm also reminded of what Gurudev says, right? The ocean is vast, but what you take from the ocean depends on that individual self. You want to sit at the seashore and watch the sea waves, lashing at the shore, that's an option. You want to put gently your feet into it, that's an option. If you want to go swim in the ocean a little bit, that's another option. But somebody can dive deep and find the pearl. So does that also indicate that there is infinity around us, but it then depends on us to see what we want to get out of that infinite? self. And that, I'll just add one question to it. And I'm reminded because I work in a corporate, right? We tell people you have infinite potential, and the person might be wondering what does that really mean. So, do you think there is a linkage in terms of how a person can explore their infinity?
Absolutely, absolutely. And see, whether we give credit to the infinity or not, that infinity is anyway sustaining us. All the potential, all everything which has come to us has come from infinity only, isn't it? Now you say the food we eat has come from the farmer, but the farmer did not manufacture it. He just followed the rules of the nature to manifest it. And even before farmers existed, plants and trees and everything existed. Oxygen existed, carbon dioxide existed. Everything to sustain life always existed, whether we understood it or not.
Yeah.
Isn't it? But when we understand, when we go a little deeper into it, it gives us a sense of relaxation. Whatever I require at whatever point of time will be taken care of. I just keep on doing what I can do in that circumstance. It's not just I will be taken care of and I do nothing about it. You can't say I will keep my mouth open and the food will come and drop into my mouth. You will have to go to the market, buy your vegetables, buy your everything, cook and then eat it also. So that whatever little effort has to be done. But from other perspective, infinity has already brought everything to the marketplace, but you have to go and bring it from there and do it, no?
Yeah.
So little bit you have to go to the marketplace. Otherwise, everything else is there wherever you want it.
So going to the marketplace is becoming an oxymoron these days. You are under lockdown. And this brings me to, and before I ask my next question, I want to tell all the audience, the viewers, wherever you're watching it from, if you have any questions to ask, I can assure you, the deeper your question, the deeper your answer will be from Prashantji. I've heard him speak, and one can just keep on listening to him for a long time. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments box, and we'll highlight some of the questions for Prashantji to answer. You talked about going to the marketplace and infinity is this and that, but I'm a person who's stuck in this home. I mean, I'm not talking about me, but let's say an average person. I'm stuck in this 1,000 square feet space for the last 3.5 months. I cannot relate to infinity, Prashantji. I mean, this is these 8 walls or 12 walls of my house is everything. I'm like in a finite space for the last 3.5 months. How do I reconcile with that and the concepts of infinity?
Yeah, that is why we need to learn to meditate, do some breathing, some pranayams. When the mind relaxes, then things become very clear. See, now when you see a lake, if it is very still, then you are able to see the reflection. That image is formed. But if the water is disturbed, then your perception also is disturbed. You will not be able to understand also, because the perception itself is not there. So the calmer the mind becomes, the more you are able to see it. It is already there. The reflection and the scenery which the lake is reflecting is always there. But for that reflection to happen, the lake needs to calm down. In the same way, for that reflection to be tangible, the mind needs to calm down. Now, when are we able to think better? With a calm mind or a disturbed mind?
Yeah.
Obviously, calm mind. When are we able to act better? When are we able to perceive better? When are we able to understand better? All happens in a calm mind. And that little calming down of the mind is necessary. That is what Sudarshan Kriya helps us to. Meditation helps us to. That our mind becomes calm for some time. We are able to see whatever is there. And with that perception, observation, expression, our life becomes that much more meaningful, purposeful, and easy.
Yeah, and I would definitely tell the audience, you talked about meditation, and you being an advanced meditation course teacher, I would definitely not want to let go of this opportunity without you leading us into a meditation. We'll do it sometime later during the event today, but hopefully you can do that for us.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah. So I'm just showing up a question which has just come up. Can you see the question on the screen?
Yeah. In our life, everything is limited, just like time, resources, and breath. So, how can we connect ourselves with infinite? Yeah, I think I already answered this question, no? Meditation,
Meditation. Yeah.
Sudarshan Kriya, doing some pranayama, some yoga asanas. So, from different aspects, they help synchronize and bring everything into harmony, the body, breath, mind, intellect, memory, ego. And when these come in harmony, then we are able to experience the self, which is infinite, isn't it? So, that tuning, when the engine is tuned, then everything is smooth. Now we have telescopes in space, Hubble telescope and everything. So if even one thing was little out of place, then whatever infinity is there, that Hubble telescope will not be able to capture. No? So
Yeah.
how is it able to capture? Because everything is in tune. And unfortunately, we don't know how to tune our faculties. We don't know how to tune our body or breath or mind, intellect, memory, ego. And because we are not able to fine tune it, we are not able to experience it. So, Sudarshan Kriya, just a few minutes of breathing can help us fine tune that, and then we feel that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. And I want to tell you about one experience, and Gurudev also talks, and it's obviously come in our personal experience now. Whenever we are happy, calm, centered, then we feel some expansion happening inside. It's like something in me is expanding, and I cannot put a finger to it. I cannot put exactly what is expanding inside. But there's a feeling of expansion. Whereas when we are disturbed, we are sad, we are depressed, or filled with negative thoughts, then something just keeps on contracting, right? And you feel like you don't want to talk to anyone, you don't want to reach out to anyone. Is this related? Like, is the infinite self expanding when we are calm, we are meditating, and that's when we are able to experience it?
No, it is always there. It's just when we are expanded, we are able to experience it in a better way.
Yeah. So
It
it's
has
like,
always been there. It was, it is, and it will be there.
yeah,
It's just our perception, observation increase about that infinity. See, life is a play of energy. When this energy is high, that is the time we are happy, that is the time we are healthy. And when this energy is high, that is the time where whatever we do in our life becomes more easy. And when that energy is low, we are sad, we are not healthy, so healthy, and whatever we need to do becomes more and more difficult. And we use it in language also. No, when somebody asks us, "How are you feeling?" we say like this or like this. So what is
yeah,
like this and what is like this? When we are saying like this, it means the energy is high. When we are saying like this, the energy is low. So if we can learn to keep our energy high, it's like, we have a computer, and if you have a good amount of power working with the computer, then the computer can perform many tasks very quickly. A supercomputer requires much more power than a normally ordinary computer. And all that potential is anyway there within us. But if you can give it that type of energy, that type of resource, the same human body and mind can perform multiple tasks at a much better level, at a different speed. So, and it's just energizing the whole system, giving it a little extra energy. And, fortunately, unfortunately, we have not been told how to energize that system. So, those simple tools, techniques is what the Art of Living program is all about.
yeah. So I'm going to, at this point, I'm going to keep on flashing something. So Prashant Rajuri ji, as I said, is an advanced meditation program teacher. Now, you can do an advanced meditation program with any teacher in Art of Living. There is obviously no doubt about that. But obviously, Prashant Rajuri ji is a special teacher. The experience that you will get is the unique experience with Prashant ji. He's taking multiple courses during this lockdown. So you can see his next course, in fact, starts in 2 days, 10th, 11th, 12th July. Registration links are flashing across. And there is a second course which is starting 17th to 19th July also. So get in touch with us if you want to register for this. I can tell you that you will definitely not rue your decision which you will take. There is one question which I'm going to put up, Prashantji, and then there is something else which was coming to me. This question is probably not exactly related to the discussion that we are doing, but since you are online and we promise people that you will answer their questions, maybe you can look at this question and see if you can address that. So
Yeah, so too much of intellect is not good, but too much of devotion and innocence makes people take advantage. How do we balance the two? See, don't worry too much about balancing. If you trust life, if you trust yourself, then automatically the balance happens. Gurudev Shri Ravi Shankar ji gives a very beautiful example. The the first act of balancing is walking, which happens very naturally to us, and the next act of balancing is learning to bicycle, isn't it? So when you're on a bicycle, do you say when you go too much on the left, pull to the right, or go to the right, pull to the left? It happens very naturally. So when you are meditating regularly, when you are practicing Sudarshan Kriya regularly, that little balance will come. And there is no strict formula that this is what has to be, this much intellect and this much devotion, and then you have got that perfect mix. Depending on situation to situation, these change, the amount changes, isn't it? So
yeah,
be very dynamic with it. Don't say, oh, it has to be that perfect 50% mix, or 75-25 mix, or 40-60 mix. There is no perfect ingredient or mixture for it. Sometimes it can be 90% intellect and 10% devotion. Sometimes it can be 90% devotion and 10% intellect. And both are good. It's okay. So what? That is what life is. And that is why we call it a different flavor of life. Otherwise, we want line to be like a straight line, life to be like a straight line. This has to be perfect the way I think it is to be. No, perfection is the way it is.
just the way you are right now, that is perfection in
Yes.
itself. And whatever
Yes.
you are saying is raising more questions for me, and I'll keep them in store. One thing which was something which I don't want to miss out is what happens during sleep, Prashantji. I mean, we are saying that yeah, in meditation you can experience, and you should increase your energy. And yes, we teach all about it in our Art of Living courses. The only way is about increasing our energy, and there are four sources of energy. We'll talk about it if time permits. But what about sleep? When we sleep, do we also experience infinity during that time? We seem to go into a world which we ourselves cannot define. We come back with dreams which we cannot recollect, but we seem to have seen so much during dreams sometimes. So, what happens during sleep?
So whatever comes out of infinity is also infinity, no? So that is what the Ishavasya Upanishad, the mantra is, no? Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudichyate. So infinite exists. Whatever comes out of infinity is also infinity. Sleep is also infinite. Wakeful state is also infinite. And these are all physiological. There are physiological reasons. There are mental reasons. There can be spiritual reasons. Science has done a lot of research. That research is sufficient or not, nobody knows. Science itself does not know whether it is appropriate also or not, whether there are other factors or not, isn't it? So at the end of the day, good sleep is required. And good sleep is the best medicine we can have for ourselves. That is the best sleep, best medicine. 7 to 8 hours of unbroken sleep we should have in a day. And we will recognize that 99% of our diseases will get dropped off with good sleep. Ayurveda says there are two symptoms to know that you are not well. First symptom is you are not eating well, and second symptom is you are not sleeping well. So at the symptomatic level, if you can correct these two, then then you can be very healthy. Okay,
Yeah,
so what happens? You also experience sleep. I also experience sleep. We can all do research, but the fact is that we lose our awareness in sleep. No.
yeah.
So there is not much. There is not much we can do when awareness is not there. And the moment awareness comes, then it does not remain sleep. It gets into the meditative state of mind.
Yeah.
So, so it's something, you know, which you have to what do you say, postulate and say this may be happening and that may be happening, and compare it with experiences of others and say, okay, so many of us feel this is right and this is what it is. That's all.
So absolutely, and there is, and we say that meditation is actually that state where you experience the rest which sleep gives you, but with awareness. So in sleep you have lost your awareness, but in meditation you're maintaining your awareness, but still getting the same rest, probably even deeper than that. If so, that is why.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I think I've heard Gurudev saying, and you can validate this. He has said that मेडिटेशन नहीं किया तो दिन नहीं गया अच्छा गया मतलब he says that क्रिया करो but meditation is absolutely the most important thing to do minimum 2 times a day or at least once a day. I think that's what I keep on hearing him saying.
Yeah. So one thing is, whatever Guruji says, I cannot validate it. What I say he can validate.
Totally agree.
So the other thing is, yeah, what he says is my experience also. So that way I can say, okay, yeah, what he says makes sense.
Yes.
But even if it doesn't make sense, what he says is already validated. Okay. So
okay, I got it. I should know what. Okay, there is this other question, and then I have a few things on my mind.
But I'll still answer what you say is. See, when we start our day, we shower, we have a breakfast, and then we do all the other things. So one more very essential thing which is necessary for us is food for the mind. We have taken food for the body, we have taken cleanliness of the body, but we have not taken care of the food for the mind, and we have not taken care of the cleanliness of the mind.
Yeah.
And we work with our mind much more than our body. Even a laborer works much more with his mind than his body. Isn't it? So we have not taken care of our mental hygiene. We have not taken care of our mental strength, and 80% of what happens in the mind impacts our life. Only 20% of what happens in the body impacts our life. So that 80%, that large chunk, we have not catered to. And meditation and doing Sudarshan Kriya is catering to that mind. It is taking care of the mental hygiene, like how we take care of our dental and body hygiene. Very close to the word dental is the word mental. So taking care of the mental hygiene and mental strength.
Yeah.
Gurudev always says that a strong body cannot drive a weak mind, but a weak mind can drive a strong body. And this is what we see. No, there are people who have committed suicide. They seem to have had everything in life. They had a very strong body. They have had all the comforts what life could offer, but yet they land up committing suicide. Why? Because the mind was weak. Isn't it? And there are so many other people. Look at the people living in the slums and villages. They have hardly anything in their life, but that mind is very strong, and they live from day to day and continue. They live their entire life like that, and yet they are not shaken. Isn't it? So a strong body is necessary, and that is why your meditation and everything will take care of your mind. And that is why you need to do it first thing in the morning.
Absolutely, and we've been talking about it, and anyone, so I'm pretty sure that most of our audience knows about Art of Living, knows about the Sudarshan Kriya, knows about the pranayam, the breathing techniques, the meditation. But if you know, and you know somebody who still does not know, I think this has become a responsibility in today's times, because just like just like what we keep hearing about the famous cases, wanting to commit suicide, there's many others. Mental health has become a real issue in our society around the world. It's almost a responsibility that we must tell some people about it who have still not experienced, and let them take a call after that. Let them at least experience the power of breath, meditation, Sudarshan Kriya at least once in their lives, and then see what they want to really, whether they want to pursue with it or not. So, so there is. I'll bring up this question which I was bringing earlier, and then we will see how much time we have, because we definitely want to get a meditation as well.
Is that true? Infinite feeling is when you don't have an ego, stress, anxiety, just like when we play with kids, just like a kid. Yeah, there are many expressions to infinity, isn't it? And being free from ego and stress and anxiety, yeah, you experience the infinite, but the infinity is still there even when you are experiencing all these things. So don't think only when you get rid of ego or stress or things like that, you will experience the infinite. You can experience it even when they are there. So what? That is the quality of infinity, no? Otherwise, it becomes finite. If it disappears, then it will become finite.
Yeah.
Isn't it? The trick is to be able to experience it no matter what is happening in life. Whether the body is healthy or not, whether the mind is calm or not, whether the intellect is confused or not. Can we still connect to that infinity? Why? Because that infinity is going to help us calm down the mind. That infinity is going to clear our doubts and confusion. Usually, how do we live life? We say that I will achieve this in my life, or I will solve this problem and then I will become happy. Isn't it? And what happens when we are happy? What is the state of our body? Energetic or lethargic? Energetic.
Yes.
What is the state of our mind? Relaxed or disturbed?
Relaxed.
So now if you have a goal to be achieved or problem to be solved, which is the better way of solving the problem? Being stressed and troubled and solve the problem, or be happy and solve the problem?
We say this to some people sometimes in our courses as well, that when we make food, when there is a festival at home, we make it because we are happy, right? Not to make somebody happy, because we are already happy during the festival. But when uninvited guests come, then we make food like, okay, I'm making food, now I'll have to this task, I'm a duty, and after the food, hopefully the uninvited guests will go away. Then we are hoping for happiness after the act. So which one gives us more stress? It's like during make your life a festival.
Correct. So happiness is the ingredient with which we are going to live life. But for many of us, it has become the goal. And every time we make it a goal, it is like telling the doctor. Now, Rachit is from pharmaceutical industry. Nitika is also from the pharmaceutical industry. So it is like telling the doctor, I will take the medicine after I become all right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So medicine has no value after becoming all right. In the same way, after achieving your goal, after solving your problem, if you become happy, that happiness is of no value.
Yeah.
So when you are having problem, that is the time connect to infinity, not after solving the problem. When you are stressed, that is the time you connect to infinity, not after becoming de-stressed. When you are having ego, that is the time connect to infinity, not after getting rid of your ego. Isn't it? So your connection to infinity, that relaxation or connection to infinity is first. All the other things will automatically fall into place when you connect to that.
So you mentioned, yes, I am in the pharma industry. My wife Nitika is also in the pharma industry, and because you mentioned the word industry, something came to my mind from the corporate setting, right? You are telling so many beautiful things. Just listening to you is making my mind calm. If I attended your advanced meditation program, I would be already 2 levels up. But the day I step into office or in a work environment, something grips me. Some tendencies grip us. Politics grips us. We stand at water coolers and talk about politics. This is happening, and everything sort of sucks itself into a negative spiral. How do you then sort of come out? I know you were saying the same thing, connect to yourself, but people can have the tendency to lose this very quickly, get sucked into politics, get sucked into self-doubt, or start to question somebody else or question ourselves. So how do we sort of keep on refreshing ourselves every day?
See, as human beings, we will be little bit influenced by situations here and there, some words here and there. So, like when we take a bath, we cannot say that I should not get dirty again.
Yeah.
We will get dirty. We will catch germs. We will catch all the dust and dirt and everything, and we have to take a shower again. So, in the same way, when we clean our mind, then the mind will be impacted by whatever is happening around. And then you come and clean the mind again. That is why first thing, meditation every day. It's not once I do meditation, it's done for the rest of my life. Again and again you have to do. See, the secret of good life is that you have to do everything again and again. You have to eat food again and again. You have to sleep again and again. You have to shower again and again. You have to learn things again and again. And in the same way, you have to do meditation also again and again. Yoga also meditation again and again. Pranayam also again and again. Only then it is life. Otherwise, you do it once and then you drop it, then it's like a movie. It's not part of life, you know. वो एक से खत्म हो गया तो लाइफ का पार्ट नहीं है. और एक सीक्रेट बताता हूँ, ये आसन करना, प्राणायाम करना, ध्यान करना, ये सब योग का अंग है, योग. और जो योग करता है वही योग्य बनता है. ये शब्द योग्य आया है योग से, है ना. तो योग्यता आने से ही जीवन में सब कुछ हासिल कर पाएंगे. क्यों हासिल नहीं कर पाते? क्योंकि योग्यता की कमी है. योग करो, योग्य बनो, और योग्य बनने से फिर जीवन में सब कुछ आसान हो गया.
Very nice. And yoga comes from yuj, which means union, and union of you can also discover what. But I've been hearing to you continuously about meditation. So now I am thirsty for meditation, and I'm sure the audience is also thirsty. So can you do us a favor now, Prashantji, to lead us into some meditation?
Yes. So there are, before we start meditation, there are 3 rules to meditation. First rule is, I want nothing from meditation. I don't want peace of mind. I don't want relaxation. I don't want calmness. I don't want a thoughtless state of mind. I want nothing from meditation. Then the second rule is, I am nobody. I am neither male nor female, rich nor poor, educated nor uneducated. Neither I am a person who knows meditation nor a person who does not know meditation. I am nobody. Okay. And the third rule is, I do nothing. So I don't make efforts to calm down my mind. I don't make efforts to keep my body steady. I don't make efforts to relax or focus on one particular point or thought. I do nothing. So what do I mean by this? I will give you certain instructions. If you're able to follow the instructions, good. If you're not able to follow the instructions, very good. For example, if I give you the instruction, take your attention to the moon, and instead of the moon, the sun comes up, then don't fight with the sun. Sun, go away. Where is the moon? Where is the moon? Be with the sun. If the sun and moon both don't come up, only flowers come up, be with the flowers. And if nothing comes, be with that nothing. And in that effort of doing nothing, automatically if the moon comes, very good. Otherwise, don't bother. So that is what meditation is. It's like, if you're able to listen, if you're able to understand, it's like listening to music, you know. If the words make sense to you, good. If they don't make sense to you, you're still enjoying, is it? So that way, that's all. Okay. So let us sit easily and comfortably and close our eyes. आंखें बंद कर लीजिए और आराम से बैठ जाइए. Let us take a deep breath in. एक गहरी सांस लीजिए. And breathe out और सांस छोड़िए. Let us take another deep breath in. एक और गहरी सांस लीजिए. And breathe out और सांस छोड़िए. Let there be a gentle smile on our face. हमारे चेहरे पे एक हल्की सी मुस्कुराहट हो। Some of us think we are smiling, but there is no smile on the face. So let that smile become a little bigger. हम में से कुछ लोगों को ऐसे लगता है कि हम मुस्कुरा रहे हैं, लेकिन चेहरे पे मुस्कुराहट नहीं। तो उस मुस्कुराहट को थोड़ी और बड़ी कर ले। And a bigger smile, और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट। And let us have the biggest smile possible. Big smile. जितनी बड़ी मुस्कुराहट रख सकते हैं उतनी बड़ी। There are millions of cells in our body, and each of these millions of cells is having a big smile. हमारे शरीर में करोड़ों कण कण है, और शरीर के कण कण में एक बड़ी मुस्कुराहट। And with that big smile, a very slow breath in. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे से सांस ले, as slow as possible. जितना धीरे हो सकता है उतना धीरे। And with a bigger smile, a very slow breath out, as slow as possible. और बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ जितना धीरे हो सकता है उतना धीरे सांस छोड़े। And again with a big smile, a very slow deep breath in. बड़ी मुस्कुराहट के साथ धीरे से सांस ले। And a very slow breath out, धीरे से सांस छोड़े। And let us continue doing so. Let us continue to have a big smile, and let us continue to breathe in and out as slowly as possible. ऐसा करते जाए, चेहरे पे एक बड़ी मुस्कुराहट हो, और जितने धीरे हो सकता है उतना धीरे सांस लेते रहे और छोड़ते रहे, विदाउट एनी एफर्ट्स, बिना किसी प्रयत्न के। एंड रिलैक्स एंड लेट गो, और विश्राम करे और ढीला छोड़ दे। रिलैक्स द बॉडी, शरीर को ढीला छोड़ दे। रिलैक्स द माइंड, मन को भी ढीला छोड़ दे। Let go of all efforts and simply relax. सभी प्रयत्न को छोड़कर बस विश्राम करें। And have a deep rest. गहरा विश्राम करें। लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Let us take a deep breath in, एक गहरी सांस लीजिए and breathe out और सांस छोड़िए। Let us take another deep breath in, एक और गहरी सांस लीजिए and breathe out और सांस छोड़िए। Let us become aware of the body and the surroundings. शरीर और परिसर के प्रति सजग हो जाए। And we may gently move our fingers and palms. धीरे धीरे हाथों को और हाथों की उंगलियों को हिलाएं। Gently move our shoulders. धीरे धीरे कंधों को हिलाएं। And move our head around. धीरे धीरे सर को हिलाएं। And taking our own time, very slowly, we may open our eyes. धीरे से अपना समय लेते हुए हम अपनी आंखों को खोल सकते हैं।
I don't feel like speaking much after this amazing experience.
So was it good?
It was very good, and I'm sure our viewers will also like to put in some comments. But I didn't know what happened, but there is a beautiful comment which has come. I must show it to you.
Anand
So,
very good.
We meditated. I don't like to keep time, but we meditated for almost 15 minutes. Didn't feel like that.
10 minutes. 10 minutes we meditated.
10 minutes. Oh. It was beautiful. It was
7:08 to 7:18.
7:08 to 7:8. Okay. Being an IITian, one should not go. One should be absolutely precise with you. but the same comments are coming. I'll just keep showing. Feeling refreshed. Thanks for your meditation. Excellent. So that is what meditation does to you. You should not leave any questions for later, because after meditation your mind is in a state where it really does not want to ask any questions. But maybe what I can ask you, Prashantji, is many people have done the basic courses, they've learned the Sudarshan Kriya, they've learned some amount of meditation which we do they've learned the basic breathing exercises. Why should they go on to an advanced meditation program? तो उन्होंने तो कर लिया ना, मेडिटेशन कर लिया, कोर्स में कर लिया, सुदर्शन क्रिया भी सीख ली, घर पे क्रिया भी कर रहे हैं, ब्रीदिंग एक्सरसाइज तो पता लग गई हैं, एडवांस मेडिटेशन प्रोग्राम में जाना क्यों जरूरी है और उसके लिए टाइम कैसे निकालेंगे?
तो एडवांस मेडिटेशन प्रोग्राम में जाना जरूरी इसलिए है क्योंकि पिक्चर देखने गए और इंटरवल का पहले का पिक्चर देख के आ गए। पिक्चर का तो सही क्लाइमैक्स इंटरवल के बाद होता है ना। वो इंटरवल के पहले तो बस सेटिंग होता है कि कौन सा कैरेक्टर कहाँ है क्या है ना। तो ये सुदर्शन क्रिया सीखा, प्राणायाम सीखा, ये तो तैयारी थी एडवांस कोर्स करने की। तो तैयारी तो कर लिया, लेकिन वो क्या बोलते हैं ना, सोने की तैयारी कर लिया लेकिन सोए नहीं। अच्छा सा बिस्तर खरीद लिया, अगरबत्ती लगा लिया, खुशबू, रूम फ्रेशनर वगैरह सब लगा लिया, एसी का टेम्परेचर लगा लिया, और अब बोल रहे हैं कि बस हो गया और कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है। नहीं, वो सही एक्चुअल कोर्स तो एडवांस कोर्स है ना। और सुदर्शन क्रिया का भी घर का एक्सपीरियंस जो है ना, वो एडवांस कोर्स करने के बाद ही ठीक होता है। पहले तो पुराने जमाने में पहले 20-30 साल पहले एक ही कोर्स होता था, दो अलग अलग कोर्स नहीं होते थे। तो लोगों को टाइम नहीं होता था, इसलिए दो कोर्स अलग अलग किए कि सुविधा से कर पाए। लेकिन वो अभी कितने लोग तो इंटरवल के पहले का पिक्चर देख के सोचते कि पिक्चर तो देख लिया है ना, असली पिक्चर तो बाद में है बस। तो वो मिस नहीं करना चाहिए। और एडवांस कोर्स सिर्फ नाम है, उसमें कोई एडवांस नहीं है। अगर आप सोचते हैं कि हम ये जो पहले कोर्स में सीखे हैं और ये पूरा सीखने के बाद फिर जाके हम एडवांस कोर्स करेंगे, क्योंकि अभी यही नहीं सीखा, वो क्या सीखेंगे, तो ये नहीं है। एक मैथ्स का टीचर होता है ना, वो 3rd स्टैंडर्ड के या 4th स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे को भी मैथ सिखाता है, तो वो ऐसा नहीं बोल सकता कि पूरा मैथमेटिक्स मेरे को आ गया है ना। तो हम लोग जो सिखा रहे हैं, मैं 27 साल हो गए, मैं जो सिखा रहा हूँ वो सीखते सीखते मुझे 27 साल हो गए, अभी भी मैं क्लेम नहीं करता कि मुझे पूरा समझ में आ गया। समझ रहे हैं ना?
Yes.
So that is all. Advanced course there is nothing advanced about advanced course. And वो accept people as they are, live in the present moment, पूरा लाइफ लॉन्ग भी करेंगे तो सीखने वाले नहीं है पूरा। So don't wait, enjoy the movie, वो मूवी है बस। पिक्चर के इंटरवल के बाद का पिक्चर जल्दी देख लो, और वो देखेंगे तो ऐसा लगेगा कि बार बार देखना चाहिए, है ना। कुछ कुछ पिक्चर होते हैं बार बार देखने से और मजा आता है ना उसमें।
तो अगर आज का मेडिटेशन आपका बेस्ट था तो यू कैन एक्सपीरियंस, आई डोंट वांट टू गिव यू अ प्रॉमिस बिकॉज़ प्रशांत जी, आई हैव टू बी वेरी केयरफुल व्हाट आई प्रॉमिस एंड व्हाट आई, but you can expect to have the same kind of company, the same wisdom, the same experience if you join his program. So and if you have not yet learned the Sudarshan Kriya, if you have not yet learned the breathing exercises and not been initiated, then I would just like, with your permission, Prashantji, to just show our audience maybe just one thing, that we will be taking this course, which is the basic online breath and meditation workshop. So my co-teachers are Rashmin Pulekar and Nitika, and I'll be sharing those. I'll be sharing the links of that very soon as well. So if you have not yet done, or you have only heard about the course but have been thinking कि कभी तो कर लेंगे, so then I just want to let you know there is a course which is starting tomorrow morning. You can join the morning batch, or you still have time to decide for the evening batch, 7 a.m. in the morning, 7 in the evening, and the links are there. And in case you don't get it, you can reach out to us at any time. So this is what was. Well, there are some questions which we can handle later. There was one question which I'm just thinking if I can pull it back. No, I think that was it. So, Prashantji, we are here, but with your profound experience, if anything else that you want to leave the audience with today, I leave it over to you.
I can just tell you that there is a very, very, very beautiful person waiting to embrace you. Now, who that person is and when is he going to embrace you, it's your choice. Okay, so when you decide to walk, sooner than later you will recognize that you have been embraced by the most beautiful person on this planet. I'm not going to divulge you who that person is going to be, and that person is really, really waiting for you to be embraced.
I absolutely echo that. Yes.
So it's just a very cryptic message, but in time that message itself will open up.
That is true. That is true, Prashantji. Prashantji, it was an absolute pleasure, privilege to have you on one of our events today. I'll make you inform you that we've been having this series of 1 hour events over the last couple of weeks, and thankfully I was able to get your time and presence on the event. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have been watching it, and a lot of people will watch it in the future. And we will be absolutely lucky and blessed if we can have your presence once again with another topic on another subject. But I'm very sure that many people who watched it today will want to join you for your next programs as well. So I would say that much. And so thank you very much for accepting the invitation to be here.
Yeah, it was wonderful to be here on this chat event. And it's always a pleasure to discuss things with Rachit. It's 25 years of association, and we've had many discussions in the past, and we have had a wonderful discussion today also. And may you have lots and lots of viewership, and may you spread this message of peace, love, and meditation to everyone. So wish you all the best. May your show become more and more popular, and one day compete with the best in the world. So wish you all the best, and hope to connect with you again and again.
Thank you so much, Prashanti. That's like unbelievable blessing. Jai Gurudev, will want to bring you back for another program. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, Prashantji, and have a great evening, everyone. We will be back for more sometime soon, so stay in touch. Thank you very much. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Bye-bye and good night.